want to provide an alternative for many of you this morning, something that's been on my mind as we enter this Lenten season on the first Sunday of Lent. When and why and where did we get this notion that the Christian life is all about gloom and doom and sacrifice and suffering? And I know that we say that Jesus was a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, but wasn't he the Lord of life and love and laughter? And don't we in the Christian tradition have more hope than we can get our minds around? So, during this Lenten season, here's the challenge. Instead of being addicted, you and I, being addicted to fear and to suffering and to misery, man, we get into the flow of what the Christian life is all about, love and joy. There's a passage in Nehemiah 8, verse 10. It says, don't be, and it's from the Old Testament of all places, don't be dejected and sad, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. Raise your hands if you've spent a lot of your life being dejected and sad and somehow think that that's what we're supposed to do and we got to figure it out and sacrifice and suffer and somehow get in God's good graces. Well, you already are in God's good graces, and there's reason for joy and love and laughter and delight. What got me started on this and going on this is I read been thinking about this for a long time, but I read a poem by Teresa of Avila, a 16th century Carmelite nun, a Christian mystic in the 16th century. And she writes a poem, and here is her poem. She says, "How did those priests ever get so serious and preach all that gloom? I don't think God tickled them yet. Beloved, hurry." I love that poem. And it's getting to the core of what Nehemiah, this verse in Nehemiah, is sharing with us. And what Jesus is sharing with us about having life to the full. So I just want to provide an alternative to Lenten gloom and doom. I know many of us will find this as a challenge because we're addicted to our suffering and addicted to fear. And we might find this message offensive. Oh well, take what's helpful, leave the rest. And if we sacrifice anything this Lenten season, may we sacrifice anything that gets in the way of living in the joy of the Lord. So until next time, may you live all the days of your life